Hello, I'm the Morning Advertiser's Ed Beddington, and we have a epic bike ride coming up. So I've got three great guests here with me to join us today. We are 100 days or so out from the epic Puddling to Pubs bike ride, where over 65 riders are about to shoehorn themselves into Lycra and follow Steve across some incredible distances. I was going to say hills, but where is the ride this year, Steve?
Norfolk this year, Ed.
Norfolk, renowned for its hilly terrain. So I should have signed up to this one. Why didn't I sign up to this one? It's the easier one, isn't it? Anyway, to mark the occasion, I thought it'd be good to bring together the architect of those 65 people's misery and the guys who'll be seeing the benefit. So I'm delighted to welcome the BII Steve Alton, along with the Rise charity partners, LTC CEO Chris Weller, and Only a Paving the Way CEO Greg Mangum. Guys, thanks for joining me.
Hi, Ed. Thank you for this.
Pleasure. Hi.
So, Steve, let's just start with you. We're 100 days out. What's in store for the riders this year? What have you been? Have you actually been honest with them this year as well?
Absolutely. Look, Ed, part of the Pedaling to Pubs challenge has always been those gentle rolling hills. Maybe previous years we haven't quite delivered that. In fact, I think over the last three rides, we've done 8,500 meters of climbing, which is higher than Everest. So we did test our riders, but this year, by popular demand, we're heading to Norfolk, a 3-day cycle ride, but it's over 55 miles each day. So that's still a tough distance for these riders, many of which are complete amateurs, and some are riding for the very first time. So it will be a great group. It's from across all areas of hospitality. We've got publicans, brewers, technologists, journalists. Literally every area of our fantastic sector is covered. So it will be tough. There will be some hills. I think they all think it's going to be down a canal path. They're going to get a bit of a shock. But yes, we've probably delivered more towards the gentle rolling hills than we ever had before, Ed.
Fantastic. And how much are we looking at raising and why are you doing it as well?
Yeah, well, we're hoping to raise over £100,000, and all of the riders, all 65, are passionate about the two charities, Only a Pavement Away and Licensed Trade Charity, and particularly very personal for myself. I'm a trustee of Only a Pavement Away and a proud partner of the Licensed Trade Charity, and I see every day what these guys do, helping people genuinely facing real hardship, and it's phenomenal the activities and the support that these guys provide. So this is about funding. It's that £100,000. And previously over the rides, we've raised over £265,000 over the last three rides. That's all gone directly to the two charities. I know what a difference that makes to these guys. So we're all passionate about it. We see the impact that it has on people in our sector, and I'm sure the guys will expand on that.
Yeah. So, Chris, Greg, let's come to you. I mean, what does the how do you benefit from these events?
Shall I go first? I mean, fundamentally, the money that's raised from Pedaling to Pubs is transformational for people that need the support in the sector. So we last year we were able to help over 45,000 people, and we awarded about £2 million worth of grants and services to people in need. So Pedaling to Pub stuff feeds directly into that, and that the donations and fundraising from this is a major part of that effort. But beyond the fundraising, I think what this means for LTC is it's bringing people together from the industry in a very powerful way. It's solidarity, it's community, it's more than just raising the money. And I think what it does is it basically says to people, this industry looks after its own. So these are people in the industry raising money for people who need that support in the industry. So it's a very visible commitment, I think, to how we can raise more awareness for people in the sector, but also reduce that stigma around asking for help. And it's also a lot of fun. I have to say, I've still got the sore bits from the Lake District last year, but I think this year, hopefully, the going will be a little easier.
Fantastic. And Greg, what does it mean for you guys?
Yeah, for us, I mean, it's massive. It's a great income stream for us. It allows us to continue our working with people who are facing homelessness, coming out of prison, veterans, anybody with neurodiversity or other blockers to getting in employment. And I think it's, reiterating what Chris said as well, it just shows that no matter what's been thrown at our industry over the past 4 years, and it just seems to be one thing after another as they look what's coming next. We haven't had one person who said, I'm not going to raise money, I'm not going to donate, I'm not going to do it. And I think it is us looking after the people within our industry, and it's also getting out to our communities and saying, you know, we've got a pub in your community. You don't necessarily have to work for us, but we're going to look after you. And I think that just says it all. And the people who do the bike ride are just phenomenal, really. I mean, Chris and Steve do the bike ride. I don't. They think they have it tough, but they want to be on the support crew end because that's.
It's a tough job, isn't it, Greg?
It's like being a roadie for sort of Black Sabbath or something, you know.
I've got a penny black for you this year, Greg. You'll be right.
Yeah, I would pay to see that.
Yeah, we made the faux pas last year, me and Paul Pavley, and we thought when we're doing the wagon, we're going to make sure that we have all the backpacks organised. So we said, right, anybody who's got a black backpack goes in those rows. Only 2 people didn't have a black backpack, so we're going to have to change our strategy this year because that didn't work either.
I mean, it's tough at the moment, isn't it? You know, there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of challenges at the moment. I mean, how are charities like you guys sort of helping the trade at the moment? What are you doing? Chris, do you want to start?
Yeah, I think we are. Well, firstly, we are there to help people in their hour of need, but we can also be there to help people be prepared for those speed bumps in the road that come along as well. So the support the LTC provides is very practical in three main areas. Basically, we provide a lot of wellbeing support. We have a 24/7 free confidential helpline, fast access to counselling for people that are struggling with their mental well-being. And I'll give you an example. We can match a counsellor, a trained clinician, to a beneficiary within 24 hours. And if you go to the NHS at the moment, you've got about a 4.5-month wait. So there's a whole host of resources and support on our wellbeing platform that people can take advantage of. And we also have things like critical incident support as well for where traumatic events happen in the workplace. So it is tough at the moment. I completely agree. And that's sort of manifesting itself in mental well-being challenges. And sometimes that comes about because of financial issues. So we can provide financial support for people as well. That's the sort of second plank of our support. We can do one-off grants, subsistence grants. We do debt advice. We do financial well-being support. There's a legal advice mechanic as well that we can provide people with. And then the sort of third strand is the practical help that we can provide people through the wellbeing platform and our helpline, which is around housing, maybe eviction, people facing eviction, addiction, health support, employment advice, people changing careers, specialist guidance for people over 55s for housing. So there's all sorts of different ways in which people who might be struggling in different ways with anxiety or bereavement or just transitions through life. And at the moment, yeah, it is tough in the sector. But you know, one of the things that you find when you do this job is that life happens still outside of the strains that you have in running a business. And actually, you know, that's really important because we just need to be there to pick up the pieces, not just from a business perspective, but from a personal perspective.
Absolutely. And Greg, you're a little bit more focused in what you do, but how are you supporting things at the moment?
I think the whole, and Chris would have seen it as well, but the whole charity sector is facing the issues that every sort of industry is facing. And, you know, it's a bit like when you sort of say, what are you going to cut out? Or I'll have a look at the HR department in the old days when I was an operator, or we might streamline them. And I think what the charities are doing is they're taking out their recruitment teams, their employment teams, the support workers. But those people are still there and they still want to get jobs. And I think by working together, what we see is that we can get people into work from the sectors that we deal with and the people who have issues facing work and have perceptions about them. And then once we're in work, we've got them into work, we know then that we can sort of work with licensed trade charity to say, right, there's some support you can give. And I think for anybody who wants to donate here, you're not donating to two charities that do exactly the same and are competing for the cash. You've got, you know, we get them into work, we support them, we do our bit of one-to-one mentoring, we do our training. But then the stuff that we don't have, and I'll be honest, the skills to do is what Chris's team do. But I think it is just looking after the people. And and I think all credit to people like Steve in the industry and Molly who works for him, is that we're far more open about the mental health issues facing different groupings of people, male, female, whatever path you want to take, or issues you're facing coming along in life. And I think, adding to what Chris said as well, it's just, the bike ride's just a really good crack. Is people love doing it, because I think at the end of the day, not only do they challenge themselves, but there's a purpose. And Chris and Steve would have seen it, and you would have seen it, Ed. You go on the bike ride, and it's first day, people who haven't been there will just say, "Oh, hi Ed, how are you?" By day 2.5, if they've, "Oh yeah, well, I had mental health issues, or I've got this, or I suffered redundancy," and that type of thing. So I just think, we're doing what Steve's going to tell me off for saying this, what the government probably don't do, and what other people don't do, and we're stepping in to doing it.
I agree. Can I just support what Greg just said there, Ed? Because Steve, you've created a platform here for our two charities to benefit from this whole community approach. But what you've done is you've enabled people to understand what we do and why we do it. And we've opened a bit of a window to what the help is out there. But even things like neurodiversity and inclusivity, people are starting to talk about things that may not have been on the agenda before. And this ride has given the platform for that. And I think you have done an amazing job with this, as much as it pains me to say this. Thank you for steering us and leading us through this, because it's brilliant. It's transforming the situation for so many people.
Fantastic. Causes well worth supporting. I mean, Steve, there's 65 people on the ride. I think that's the most you've had, actually, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
How can those not actually riding help support the effort?
Yeah, well, I think building on what the guys have said, it's never felt more important. I think this year, I think it is so incredibly tough. We've got brilliant operators out there who I think have never felt that, under such pressure, such intense pressure themselves to get through this. So if this can be a small part of helping them and raising awareness, there's two areas people can help. One is to share the stories, that we've got 65 riders who are going to be begrudgingly buying bikes, getting on bikes, dragging it out of the shed, all that kind of stuff is going on as we speak. I shocked them yesterday with the call to arms of 100 days to go. So some people are starting to panic. And they're really going to throw themselves at it, and they'll share that story on social media. Share it, because it's not just about their story, it's about highlighting the amazing work these guys do in their teams and the impact they have, and how people can get involved with that. We have so many people in our sector who could take full advantage of what Chris and the LTC provide as part of wellbeing, that don't know it exists. And we're talking to our members every day, and we are connecting many now into the licensed trade charity to get that extra support for themselves, because it's not just a business problem, this is a personal resilience problem to get through this as well. And they're very much the same with Greg. We need great people within this sector, so we need to raise awareness, but we do need to raise those funds. So anything and then any contribution, Greg will often say, if it's a pound more than we had 5 minutes ago, and that's genuine. It really matters, because every penny that goes to us goes to the two charities. So we're on Just Giving. So if you've got Pedaling to Pubs 2026, you'll find the whole team there, because you can support the whole team or individuals. It doesn't matter. It's a collective effort, and we really want to smash that target. Last year we did just around about £110,000. It would be fantastic to exceed that, but we understand how tough it is right now. But if we get over that 100K, we can do some really good stuff. And this is our sector at our best. Despite our own challenges, we're looking outwards and helping other people, and that's just brilliant.
Fantastic, guys. Well, good luck with the ride, Chris. Make sure you get the right Lycra this year, and Greg, please don't strain yourself in that support van. Thanks very much, guys. We'll put the link on the story, Steve, and good luck with it all.
Thank you.
Thank you.